These artists are hard at work creating masterpieces from one of the Earth's most rare and unique substances, mammoth tusk.
It has been a long tradition in Yakutia to make things out of mammoth tusk. We know that from history. In ancient times, these things were taken by ships to Russia and other countries. So since we have these rich resources, it is only natural that we should make things from this material.
The use of ivory is a controversial issue, as it has been linked to savage hunting techniques and dwindling elephant populations. These practices have led to an international ban on the ivory trade. But the people of Yakutia have found a loophole of sorts, leading them to say mammoth ivory is perfectly acceptable.
Mammoth tusk is fossil, which cannot be restored. Mammoths have been dead for 10,000 years. Most of the fossils are in northern regions. That's where the material is delivered from. As far as we know, a lot of these fossils are dug up, but we are the only ones doing it legally.
Because it is so scarce, each year large expeditions are sent up north when there is a break in the weather to search for newly exposed tusks.
During the low tide, small beaches surface, and that's where we dig. And this is hard labor. You have to work with a shovel and pickaxe. You can't always tell a tusk from a tree. You think it's a tree, but then you knock on it with a special stick and realize that it's a tusk. The biggest tusk we found was 60 kilos. But they can be as big as 120 or even 130 kilos.
The woolly mammoth did indeed roam the entire planet, but 90% of the artifacts have been found right here in Yakutia. And that's because of the extreme weather conditions found here, allowing scientists to find their bodies largely intact.
I took part in almost all the recent excavation projects. I was the project leader. My first big expedition was to the transpolar reaches of the river Beryloch. We excavated an almost intact mammoth leg and a body of a wolverine. When you're digging and suddenly see some flesh or hair, you get very excited. What if you found a huge big mammoth?
In some instances, the giant animals are preserved so well, the meat itself is still edible.
The mammoth meat preserves its taste. Back in 1970, when we dug out a mammoth's leg, we gave some pieces to dogs and they ate them. Of course, both the taste and smell of the mammoth's meat are quite foul, and it's not advisable to eat it. But there are some people who claim they ate it, and there are even pictures in some newspapers.